The annual pre-WNBA Finals press conference was charged with tension, a sense of anticipation and unease hanging in the air as reporters gathered, cameras flashed, and the basketball world waited for answers. This was not just any media event, it was a moment that would test the league's leadership and its commitment to its players. At the center of it all stood Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, facing a room full of expectant journalists and the scrutiny of fans everywhere. Engelbert was confronted with explosive allegations from veteran star Napheesa Collier, who had accused league leadership of making dismissive remarks about player concerns. The commissioner responded directly, firmly denying the comments attributed to her, and making it clear that she would not accept false narratives. "I did not make those comments," Engelbert stated, her voice steady and unwavering. She emphasized that recent reports had contained significant inaccuracies, and she wanted to set the record straight in front of the world. But beneath the surface, Engelbert acknowledged a deeper, more persistent issue: the players' feelings of being undervalued and unheard, a sentiment that has echoed throughout the league for years. She admitted, "If the players in the W don't feel appreciated, we have to do better, and I have to do better." It was a rare moment of vulnerability from a league executive, and it resonated with everyone in the room. This was more than a simple denial, it was a public promise to improve, a pledge to listen more closely and act more decisively on behalf of the athletes who make the league what it is. Engelbert's words shifted the focus from dispute to action, signaling a willingness to address player concerns head-on. She spoke of the need for open dialogue, transparency, and a renewed commitment to building trust between players and league leadership. To demonstrate her sincerity, Engelbert confirmed that a meeting with Collier was being scheduled, a step toward reconciliation and a sign that the league was ready to move forward, together. The commissioner's leadership and the league's image are now on the line. Every decision, every statement, will be scrutinized as the WNBA navigates this critical moment. Players, fans, and the entire sports world are watching closely, eager to see if promises will be kept and if real change will follow. Engelbert's promise will be measured not just by her words, but by her actions in the weeks and months ahead. Accountability has never been more important. With a monumental collective bargaining agreement looming on the horizon, the stakes have never been higher for the league, its players, and its leadership. The outcome will shape the future of women's basketball for years to come. This press conference set the stage for a pivotal chapter in the league's history, one defined by transparency, accountability, and the pursuit of progress. The next moves, by Engelbert, the players, and the league, will define not just the outcome of this controversy, but the very future of the WNBA itself. The controversy erupted during Napheesa Collier's candid end-of-season interview, sending shockwaves through the WNBA community and beyond. In a moment of rare vulnerability, Collier openly aired her deep frustrations with league leadership, voicing concerns that had been simmering among players for months. Collier recounted a pivotal conversation from February, where she raised the issue of low rookie salaries, a topic that has long been a sore point for incoming players. She claimed that Commissioner Cathy Engelbert brushed off her concerns, offering little empathy or solutions. According to Collier, Engelbert allegedly told her that players should be grateful for the opportunities the WNBA provides, especially high-profile stars like Caitlinclark, who have brought new attention to the league. Collier further claimed Engelbert remarked that Clark in particular should be thankful for her off-court earnings, implying that the league itself was responsible for her growing fame and lucrative endorsement deals. The commissioner, Collier alleged, even boasted about the league's new media rights deal, suggesting that players should be on their knees in gratitude for the financial progress, regardless of ongoing issues. If these comments are accurate, they reveal a profound disconnect between the players and those at the top, highlighting a lack of understanding and respect for the athletes' perspectives. Collier didn't stop there. She also alleged that Engelbert dismissed widespread officiating complaints, coldly stating, "Only the losers complain about the refs," further fueling player resentment. The cumulative effect of these remarks was damning. Collier went so far as to call the league's leadership the worst in the world, a statement that quickly made headlines and intensified scrutiny. Her explosive words ignited a public battle, sparking heated debates among fans, media, and players alike, and forcing the league to confront its internal divisions. With tensions at an all-time high, the stage was set for a dramatic showdown between the players and the front office, one that could shape the future of the WNBA. Collier's bold stance quickly gained support, sparking a wave of conversation both inside and outside the league. Her willingness to speak out resonated with players who had long felt their concerns were overlooked or minimized. Most notably, Caitlinclark herself stepped forward, lending her voice to the growing movement. As one of the league's most talked-about rookies, Clark's support carried significant weight and drew even more attention to the issue. Clark, the rookie sensation at the center of the controversy, publicly backed Collier's criticisms. She didn't hesitate to acknowledge the challenges players face, and her words echoed the frustrations of many across the league. She told reporters that Collier had made valid points about the league's direction and the ongoing CBA talks, emphasizing the need for real dialogue and meaningful change. The WNBPA swiftly issued a statement supporting Collier, declaring, "The players know their value even if the league does not." This public show of unity sent a powerful message to league officials and fans alike. What began as Collier's complaint quickly transformed into a unified player movement, with athletes from every team rallying together. The sense of solidarity was unmistakable. Support spread across the league, with players like Sophie Cunningham openly criticizing Commissioner Engelbert and using humor to highlight their defiance. The players' camaraderie and shared determination became a rallying point. The solidarity was clear. Collier voiced what many felt but hadn't yet said aloud. Her courage inspired others to speak up, creating a chorus of voices demanding respect. From seasoned veterans to rising stars, the message was consistent. Players feel undervalued and unheard. Their experiences, though varied, pointed to the same systemic issues. This united front gives players unprecedented leverage in negotiations and public perception. For the first time, the league faces a collective demand for change that cannot be dismissed. The issue is now systemic, not individual. It's about the future of the league and the respect its athletes deserve. The league must address fundamental changes in respect, communication, and compensation if it hopes to move forward. The players are no longer willing to settle for less. The players' movement is impossible to ignore, and its momentum is only growing stronger with each passing day. At its heart, this dispute is about value and respect in professional sports. WNBA players have long been frustrated by salaries that lag far behind their NBA counterparts. Caitlinclark's rookie salary of around $76,000 highlights the pay gap, even as she drives league revenue. The players argue the current pay structure fails to reflect their true worth. With the CBA set to expire in 2025, players are pushing for higher salaries, better travel, and a greater share of revenue. Collier's comments exposed a leadership style that feels dismissive and out of touch. Players want partnership, not just employment. When their voices are ignored, trust erodes and negotiations stall. This is a fight for the league's soul. Players are the product, and they want compensation and respect to match. The outcome will shape women's basketball for generations. The WNBA's current tension can't be understood without Caitlinclark's seismic impact. Drafted number 1, Clark has become a cultural phenomenon, bringing millions of new fans and record-breaking ratings. Her college games shattered viewership records, and her WNBA presence sells out arenas and boosts TV ratings. Despite her market value, Clark's rookie salary is less than $80,000, a stark contrast to her multi-million-dollar NIL deals. Players see the league reaping rewards from the Clark effect, while they remain underpaid. Her arrival has accelerated the league's growth and strengthened the players' bargaining power. The league can no longer claim the money isn't there. Clark's popularity is now the rallying point for all players demanding a bigger share. The players' case for fair compensation has never been stronger. Central to the conflict is the WNBA's $2.2 billion media rights deal with Disney, Amazon, and NBC Universal. This 11-year agreement, worth $200 million annually, is a game-changer for the league's finances. Players see this deal as the direct result of their talent and growing popularity. Collier's claim that Engelbert demanded gratitude for the deal only fueled player frustration. Under the current CBA, players can receive up to 50% of revenue if growth targets are met. With the new deal, players argue the 50-50 split should be the baseline. They want a significant share of this new money to go directly to salaries and benefits. The league can no longer argue it lacks resources. How this money is divided will define the WNBA's future. Beyond pay, officiating has become a flashpoint for player frustration. Inconsistent calls and lack of protection for stars have deepened the rift between players and leadership. Collier's claim that Engelbert dismissed complaints about referees stung deeply. After a high-profile injury and public criticism from coaches, Engelbert admitted change was needed. She announced a new task force to overhaul officiating standards. Players want better training, accountability, and safety. Real reform here could help rebuild trust between players and the league. All these tensions converge in the upcoming CBA negotiations. The current deal expires in October 2025, making this a critical moment for the league. Players are demanding a financial framework that reflects their true value. Talks have stalled, with little progress reported. The risk of a work stoppage looms, threatening the league's momentum. Expansion plans are on hold until a new CBA is signed, adding pressure to both sides. This negotiation will define the league's future. Prosperity or setback hangs in the balance. The outcome will determine if the WNBA can capitalize on its golden opportunity. The WNBA's public feud is a sign of a league in transformation. Explosive growth in viewership and revenue has outpaced the league's old compensation model. Players led by stars like Collier and Clark are demanding their fair share and a new culture of respect. This is part of a broader movement in women's sports, as athletes everywhere push for equity and recognition. The WNBA stands at the epicenter of this change. How this conflict is resolved will send a message to female athletes worldwide. The league needs more than a new CBA, it needs a new culture of partnership. Leadership must listen and value athletes as the league's core asset. This moment is filled with tension, but also hope for a stronger, more unified future. The future of women's basketball is being forged right now, in the crucible of this dispute.